Hello, guys, and welcome back. As I have found the right live stream, I think. Hello, guys, and welcome back. As I have found the right live stream, I think, guys. There we go. And let me just. That's the wrong one. Let me get the right presentation up here. There we go. Look at that. 33 engines. And let's just
The real game changer with
sound
Starship
here.
is not only mass to orbit capabilities, but that it's designed to be used over and over and over
Yes,
again
buddy, I'm
with
back.
little to no time
We all
downtime in
here.
between. Full and rapid
SpaceX. reusability
reusability is the key to making routine space travel a reality, and SpaceX
Yes,
has
this
been
is
working on
definitely
this
going to
since
be
its inception.
absolutely epic.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna shut them off for a minute there. Could everybody hear that? Can you give me a thumbs up? Hi, fly me to the moon, Pat. Yes, hey, Pat, welcome back. Pat, I believe it is you that has been a subscriber of my channel for pretty much since the beginning, like the number 9 or something subscriber. Yes, hey, Pat, welcome back, and thanks for the support for what is it, more than 4 years now. This is absolutely amazing. And here we are, ready to watch the Starship and the second test flight. And remember, guys, this is a test flight. So whatever happens, happens. As Elon says, whatever happens is guaranteed to be exciting. What they're trying to do is, of course, get it to orbit and detach this time. The last time they couldn't get their first state and their Starship itself to detach from each other, and the whole thing exploded up into space. So close to 100,000 subscribers. Yes, I am. Thank you. Yes, it is getting close. I'm getting close. And Pat is one of the guys that said 100,000 guys coming up like 4 years ago. So hello from Canada. Hello, hello. Greetings from Florida. Yes, are we ready for this? To light this candle and let the biggest rocket in history rip one more time. And hopefully they can get their detachment to work, but they actually trying some new stuff. How they going to detach it? I'm not a SpaceX expert here, so I'm not going to try to bore you with that. But oh man, look at these views with the morning sun. Oh damn, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. And yeah. So, Brazil in the house. Hello, welcome from the Netherlands. Oh, that's so cool. People from all over the world joining in, watching this live with me. Thank you so much. Because it's always fun to watch stuff like this, but more fun together with other people. But I'm gonna put a little bit of a sound on here.
We really hope to get to stage separation, but any
So,
data received will help us
we can
improve.
hear if
It's
there's
the
any
second
update,
of
though.
many future flight
Delays.
tests of Starship before it becomes fully operational.
and these flight tests teach us about the limits of our design. They help us improve our understanding of the vehicle, and ultimately will help us to make Starship more reliable and rapidly reusable. So again, whatever the outcome and however far we get today, we can promise
100,000 views
excitement.
for the travel
So
agent.
why are we doing
Indeed,
all of
James.
this? Why do we need a
And
rocket
thanks
this
for your
big,
support.
and why does it need to be
Oh, man.
reusable so quickly? And that answer
Nigeria.
goes back to
Hello.
SpaceX's mission, which is to
Welcome.
make life
Yeah, we from all
multi-planetary.
over the world here.
We aren't just building a new spacecraft, we're changing what it means to go to space. By building the most powerful rocket ever flown and a ship designed to carry people, cargo, habitat, satellites, and more, we're unlocking a future where our dreams of exploration will no longer exceed our grasp. And
This is
this
so
mission
great.
continues with flights like today's integrated test.
And these are flights where we're going to fail fast, but learn even faster, where each time we're going to try something new while flying something that we've improved. And ultimately, that's going to build up a fleet to fly early and often as Starship rapidly evolves to become more capable and more reliable.
The first stop is our nearest neighbor, with a surface that hasn't
Hello,
seen
William.
visitors in more than 50
Texas,
years. Under
Vancouver.
Artemis with NASA, Starship will return people back to the moon.
Still up in
After
Vancouver.
these first expeditions, we'll be ready to fly more people along with everything that it takes to build a moon base. Think about that.
Yeah,
Hardware that
think
will
about
enable us
that.
to live on another world is sitting on a launch pad on Earth right now.
This is so
And
huge.
the moon is just the proving
This
ground.
is just,
When the time comes
yeah.
to make that leap to Mars, everything gets ratcheted up by orders of magnitude.
The logistics of supporting an
Just
entire
getting to
city
moon
on
and make a
Mars
moon base there,
are
right,
daunting,
guys? I mean,
requiring millions
geez,
of
that's
pounds of
gonna be.
cargo flown from Earth spread out over thousands of launches. We just broke our own record for the number of launches in a single year, and we're going to break it again next year.
Now, in the years to come, Starship is going to
Oh
dwarf
yeah.
those figures as we bring it online and truly make life multiplanetary.
You are
But
very
for
welcome
now,
and
anyway,
hi
as
and
the
welcome
clock counts
to
down today's
Iceland.
flight test, why don't we get another
Interesting.
status update from
Oh,
John?
look at the view here.
We're just over 9 minutes from liftoff
9
as the
minutes.
countdown clock clicks to 0. The teams, good news is, teams aren't working any significant issues on the launch vehicle right
It's
now.
ready to be
Propellant
launched.
loading is continuing
Let's light
on
this
both the
candle.
Super Heavy and the ship stages. Most recently, we began loading LOX and methane fuel into the header tanks on the Starship. And on the graphic on the left side of the screen, you can see up in the nose of
Caribbean
the second
here.
stage, what we call
Wow.
Starship,
Hi
are
there.
those 2 header tanks for fuel and liquid oxygen.
Welcome to the
Now
future
that
of
loading started at
humanity.
T-minus
Yes,
24
George,
minutes and will
definitely.
continue
This is
until approximately T-minus 5.5
when I
minutes.
when I
Starship
talk to
second
my
stage
friends
fuel
around
and
here that
fuel
doesn't
and
really
launch
care about
tanks
this,
are
there's
loaded
so
for
many people
flight.
that doesn't even know
Second
this
stage
exists,
pump we're
right?
loading
That
on board
this is
is going to
happening right
complete
now.
disconnect that
And
comes out of the arm that's located at
in
the
my
base of
opinion,
the
this
stage
is
from the tower.
one of the most
On the
historic
Super Heavy
moments
booster,
we humans have ever
propellant
had.
loading
You
will
know,
continue until
if
T-minus
these
3
things
minutes.
actually fly,
We've also
we are ready
configured
to
the pad
go
for
back
liftoff.
to the
A
moon,
little
first of
earlier in the
all, but
count,
also
the
build
hold down,
a star
booster
base up
hold
there
downs
and
were commanded
go
to
to
hold
Mars
tight.
afterwards. This
That
is
means once the
truly a
rocket has
historic
sufficient
moment.
thrust to
Or
overcome
this
its weight,
vehicle is
it will
gonna
lift off the pad.
could
You don't need
potentially
to command the
change
hold
the
downs
course
to release
of
the rocket.
the human
As we
race
mentioned
to
earlier,
become a
also, the ignition
multi-planet
sequence has been
species.
slightly
This is
modified from the last flight for more
absolutely
efficient liftoff.
mind-boggling. And
As a reminder,
as
we
Elon
use
said,
methane engines a few seconds
let's
before
make the
T0
future exciting. And
lift off
boy,
exactly at
has he
T0
delivered on that
liftoff
one.
couple seconds. Finally, the SpaceX team continues to check in with the Coast Guard to ensure there are no boats in the safety perimeter before
Tip of the
proceeding
iceberg.
with launch out over the Gulf of Mexico. Now, currently, we're coming up T-minus 7 minutes, 10 seconds to the test flight of Starship. Propellant loading is continuing on both stages of Starship.
Awesome. Still a
We're
go.
waiting now for the completion of loading of the header tanks in the next few minutes. The first stage is also beginning pressurization for flight while we are continuing to load propellant into it.
Hello, Kevin.
And again,
Welcome.
booster propellant load will finish
Oh,
at
from
approximately
UK.
T-minus 3
Awesome.
minutes.
Hey, Mark.
At that stage,
From
both
the
first and second
Philippines.
stages are
Hello
fully
there.
loaded.
Oh, man, I
And
love
we'll
the
have the
Philippines.
10
Been there a
million
couple of
pounds of
times.
liquid propellant
Beautiful.
on board the 2 stages of Starship. On the next few minutes, the guidance system will perform its
Yes, it's
final
streamed on
alignment.
X.
We get the
Penguin Rain.
automated flight termination system that'll
It's
arm,
only on X.
and
It's
the
not
final
on.
TVC
I got
checkout will
trolled
be
with
performed.
with the
You may
YouTube
get a view looking up
channel.
at
It
the
was not
engines as we
SpaceX
gimbal the
right
13
YouTube.
middle engines to check them out just
Let's
before liftoff at about T-minus 90
see
seconds.
if this goes.
If we need to hold, it would come at T-minus 40
20
seconds.
seconds. Yeah.
That's the point in the countdown where we can pause to wait
Need
for
to
final
save the truck in
checkouts or
orbit.
pressurization to
Yeah,
complete.
it's going to be the next
Or, as we're
test
hearing right
payload,
now,
right?
we're still
Save the
working
truck.
a few boats in the area that are headed south. And a lot of cheering here in Hawthorne. The boats are heading south, but we are still planning to hold at T-minus 40 seconds if necessary.
But it's not necessary, right? Come on. Let's light this candle.
Just amazing views
Oh,
of
man,
today's
look at
launch.
this.
There's nothing quite right like a launch at basically sunrise.
Yeah.
Sunrise, I
Look
think, was
at
just
this.
about 10 or 15 minutes ago out at Starbase.
Yeah, these views are just incredible. Couldn't ask for a more beautiful day to attempt a test
Hello.
flight here.
Where's Alan?
Again, these are live views of
Yes,
Starship
welcome
as
anyway.
it awaits its second integrated flight test. Our primary objective today is to get through stage separation. We really want to test out
Yes,
our,
James. You are dating
our
yourself there.
attempt to perform hot staging,
But yes, this is
where
very,
we are
very
going to
exciting.
ignite the engines on the second stage, while some
Oh,
of the
from Sweden.
some of the engines on the
Scandinavian
first
brother.
stage are
Welcome.
still lit. So essentially, both stages will be making
Florida.
fire at the same
Congrats.
time, and that will push
look at
the booster away from the ship. It'll separate the two stages. So that's the primary goal for today. We really hope to
Look
be able
at
to
this.
test that out. But at the end of
they're
the
gonna
day,
get
all and
such
any data
great
that we can collect is going to be
pictures.
helpful
Can't
and
wait
help
to
inform future
see
improvements and
what
iterations of the
videos they
vehicle.
come out with after this
Kate,
one.
there's
G'day,
there are
mate
other
from Sydney.
objectives for today too, assuming we get farther than
Because
stage
this is going to be
separation.
absolutely
There's
awesome. They
goals
have
to
drones
test
and
out
everything
how
out there. I
re-entry
hope we can
goes
make
on
some
the ship portion. If the booster survives
amazing
stage
picture for us.
separation, then it's going to try a boost back burn and hopefully a soft
Oh,
landing as
this
a
is
sort of dress rehearsal for what it would look like on land. So everything coming up to that big design change, though, of hot staging today.
hot
Yeah,
station.
exactly. Like you were
staging.
saying, that booster, it will be attempting a water landing in the Gulf of Mexico. We don't intend to recover any of the hardware for either the ship or the booster today. But that booster, yeah, we want to try and demonstrate controlled ascent through most engine cutoff. We want to try to demonstrate that hot staging separation and boost backflip, trying to basically demonstrate controlled burn and entry and that soft water landing. Like you said, it will help inform
You're welcome,
when
Greg.
we
Thanks for
attempt a
being here.
land landing, but we start in the water
Hello,
first,
Robert from
Exactly.
just like we did with the Falcon 9.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
love you.
And
Oh, look at this.
just getting
this
to hot
view.
staging though is going to
This
be
is
farther than we
unreal.
got on flight 1.
Yes.
Flight 1, that was about as far as we got. We didn't have hot staging on that vehicle.
Hot
So that's the
staging.
first and foremost objective today. Get that far, hopefully.
We're going to try this hot staging, a new separation technique. It has been done before, but not with a reusable rocket. And then they're going to try to land the one, but in water. So they're not going to really land, but show controlled descent. And then the Starship is going to splash in the ocean somewhere around Hawaii if everything goes to plan. Oh, less than 3 minutes now, guys.
Our entire launch window is about 20 minutes, so the whole duration would cover most of our launch window.
This is
Yeah.
absolutely
And that's different from Falcon.
Yeah,
Awesome.
absolutely. With Falcon, we have to go exactly at T0. That 40-second hold is super helpful. If we need to, for example, we need more time to pressurize the COPVs for flight levels. Perhaps
If the
fuel.
engineers just need to look at some of the data, see how engines are performing or the avionics.
Exactly. Those checkouts, being able to have the opportunity to top off the fuel
definitely.
or
What a
locks if
view.
it's not
Look at
fully
this.
loaded. And, we
This
might
is
want to just
crazy.
take a few more minutes for that. So that T-minus 40-second hold
2 minutes.
can be really helpful.
2 minutes, guys.
But, we don't have that option on Falcon, so it's a little bit different.
Everybody can hear the speakers from SpaceX well, right? Everything's sound.
Just inside T-minus 2 minutes and counting.
Something
The
wrong.
good news right now, we're hearing it doesn't look like we're going to need to hold a T-minus 40-second as the boats are clearing out of the way. Next event coming up, TVC wiggles as we move the center engines on the first stage.
There we go. The wiggle.
You can see maybe just a little bit there. 90 seconds, wiggles are underway as we're checking out the first stage. TVC checks are complete. Next major event we're going to hear, hopefully, is the flight director go for launch at T-minus 30 seconds.
History being made. Sounds good. Yes, history is definitely being made. Oh, look at this.
As we're coming up on T-minus 1 minute, when we get to T-minus 40 seconds, we'll just listen
get
in.
some good footage
Last time,
from
as
this
you
one.
recall, we did hold at 40 seconds. It took a few seconds for the clock to recover,
Let's
so
hope
we're going
they're
to
not
watch
gonna
that.
blow up the
As we press the
the launch
T0,
pad.
we're going to watch and listen to the second test flight of Starship.
So let's hear if we get the go. Come on. It's going. It's going. Yes, the clock continues. The clock continues. 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
T-minus 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Back to rapid recycle.
Light this candle. Hey Ross, welcome. Buckle up, Peter. Definitely. Here we go. Oh, what? 41 seconds again? What? Come on. The cheers disappeared.
Back at Hawthorne, we're at T-minus 40 seconds in holding. We had a rapid recycle. We've not heard anything over the countdown net as the team works both first and second stages. We're going to monitor the nets here for a minute.
Welcome, Ross. This is absolutely amazing. Thanks for being here, you guys. I'm watching.
Got a
with
little
me.
bit of an update.
Always more fun with
Continuing
more
to hold
people.
at
They're just
T-minus
getting
40
along.
seconds. This is the normal hold point for Starship, as we talked earlier. Sounds like we're working just late pressurization on, I believe, the second stage. Team is working it. All the other systems are on hold right now at 40 seconds. We can hold here for about 15 minutes or so before we would run out of window for this morning.
Yeah, but don't hold it for 50.
So right now they're working on filling pressure vessels. And ideally we'll be able to solve this and come back and release the clock at T-minus 40 seconds. We're going to continue to listen and monitor for another few minutes.
Exactly, Pat. Let's not wait 15 minutes. Let's get lit this candle. Let's light this candle up, man. Sound good, like thanks. Save the sharks.
And it's worth mentioning here that don't go away. We are holding at T-minus 40 seconds, but once the teams have resolved and see the data that they want to see, the clock can restart straight away and it'll start ticking down from T-minus 40 again, all towards liftoff.
Yeah, exactly. Now, while we do have the ability to hold for up to 30 minutes, we only have a 20-minute launch window. So don't go away. Don't change the channel. And just like Chip has said, we can restart that clock. And there it is.
And there it goes.
Oh,
Clock is rolling.
here we go.
T-minus 30 seconds.
Oh yeah, look at this drone footage. Are you ready, little drone? This is going to be absolutely madness. Come on.
T-minus 15.
Are you ready for this?
9, 8, 7,
Here we go.
4,
3, 2, 1. Ooh, it's looking bigger. Much bigger than last time. The delayed lift. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, me too. Glad to share this historic moment with you guys. Look at all those engines. They are all firing.
We are T-plus 40 seconds into the flight of Starship. 33
Look
Raptor
at
engines
that.
powering the first stage.
Power and telemetry nominal.
We've heard power and telemetry nominal call out. We're heading downrange over the Gulf of Mexico.
Already at 9 kilometers altitude. This is a good start.
And that call out tells us Starship is through the period of greatest stress on the way to space. Now, the next major event is hot staging in just over 90 seconds from now.
90
To
seconds.
get ready, the booster will shut down all
that's a
but
big one.
3 of the Raptor engines. Flames holding the 2 stages together will release, and the Starship's second stage will ignite its engines. Starship will then separate from the Super Heavy booster and head to space. And at the same time, the 3 engines that are still firing on Super Heavy will flip the booster around. 10 more engines will ignite for the boost back burn, putting the first stage on path for a splashdown in the Gulf of Mexico.
Working. This is absolutely amazing. Oh. Separate, come on, separate. Oh, that looks good and steady, huh?
Engine power continues to look nominal on 33 Raptor engines. We're about to shut down the first stage and perform staging. Let's watch and listen.
Cool.
And acquisition of signal Houston and New Orleans.
Booster engine cut off.
There we go. Now it's just a 3 in the middle. Wow, look.
Stage separation.
Separation.
Ship engine ignition.
Oh my God. Holy.
We're hearing the cheering.
That is excellent flat. Oh my God.
Starship.
Incredible views of our Super Heavy booster. And as you can see, the Super Heavy booster has just experienced a rapid, unscheduled disassembly. However, our ship is still underway with
Ship
all
avionics,
6.
power and telemetry nominal.
And we just heard there, ship avionics, power and telemetry nominal. All 6 engines are lit, as you can see from the GUI there at
Definitely
the
a win,
bottom
bro.
right-hand side of your screen.
So the first stage exploded.
Now, we did know that the that hot staging was going to be incredibly dynamic. We knew that there was a chance that the booster would not survive, but we're going to take that data and figure out how we can make the booster better for the next hot stage.
Yeah, that hot staging put a lot of load on the top of the booster. And of course, it flipped around there. A lot of dynamic stuff happening. But ship is still going strong.
Starship, baby.
And it's doing great.
It's been going.
Right now, the ship, the second stage, is on its way. Like we
8,000
said, you can
kilometers
see
an hour.
all 6 of its engines are ignited. The next major milestone for the ship
Wonder if Mary
will
P.
be the
Styles
shutdown of those engines,
Yeah.
or SECO, second
Okay,
engine
okay.
cutoff, which if you follow our Falcon 9 launches, familiar terminology there.
Busy leading.
So
the
far,
electric race.
today has been incredibly successful, even with the RUD of the Super Heavy booster. This is amazing.
Primary objective of the booster today, to get to hot staging, to get ship on its way to orbit. It did that admirably.
Yeah, we definitely asked.
Starship trajectory nominal.
All right, great news there. That trajectory for ship is
Acquisition of
nominal.
signal Cape Canaveral.
Once again, Starship's second stage. It's firing those
Very well.
engines. And as you just
Awesome.
heard, everything's looking good.
This.
Now, for the ship, we wanted it to survive hot staging, which, as you can
Which it
see
did.
there by that little dot on your screen, it did. We also want to basically demonstrate that the successful startup of those engines, demonstrating controlled ascent, which is what it's doing right now, and eventually orbital insertion. We are hoping to basically send this around the Earth. And if it makes it this far, splash down in the Pacific Ocean, a couple hundred miles north of Hawaii. Now, if we get that far, like all of that sounds great. Secondary objectives for ship, again, continuing to gather
Will it
engine
survive the
data
real
and about its health, performance.
Nominal ship chamber pressures.
Great news there.
Yeah.
That tells us that the chamber pressures inside of the Starship, again, that's that small dot on your screen, basically the propellant pressures in the ship are looking good.
Okay. So everything's
Yeah, the
still
bottom
still
right
rising,
corner of
still
your
rising
screen,
in
you can
altitude,
see
still rising in speed.
essentially a user interface showing us which engines are lit. So the 3 center sea level Raptor engines on ship are gimbaling engines. The 3 outer engines in the triangle, the larger ones, are Raptor vacuum engines. All of them
And then the
continuing
corner,
to
yeah.
fire nominally. So they're at the
The
pressures
engines.
that we expect to try to get into our target trajectory today.
Yeah.
And we're not targeting orbit today. We're targeting almost orbit today. That's
Yeah,
very
why no camera on
intentional as
ship?
part of the
That would
mission
have been
design. The
awesome.
goal is to get to a thrust
What
profile
more?
similar to what we would need for orbit, but also
And
to get
expected
to
loss
the
of
energy
signal,
levels
Houston.
that the ship would need to dissipate for re-entry. And so we're actually going in a suborbital trajectory today, but that trajectory will get us to the energy levels that we need at re-entry, where we can really stress that heat shield and get valuable data on re-entry. And those calls that we are still on a nominal trajectory here and seeing nominal pressures means that we have a really good shot of hitting our target orbit.
Yeah. Now,
Here
if
we go.
the booster had
20,000
survived,
kilometers
we would
an
be
Damn.
around the time where it would be getting ready to land, performing its re-entry, but it unfortunately did not survive. That being said, that's okay. It survived several
Terminal guide.
seconds after hot staging, so we're going to take that data and improve the hot staging sequence and probably improve the hardware itself for the
Let's check
next
to see.
flight.
Oh, what? Did it blow up? What happened? What? We are very fast, but the engine seems to be cut off. Come on, say
They're standing by for a call out here. Coming up on the projected time that ship would shut down its engines.
Seems like
As you can tell by the excitement from the crowd here at Mission Control Center in Hawthorne, there's a
we
great
have
view of
one.
our Star Command Center. That's our control center at Starbase,
looks like Brother
Texas.
Kimber.
The crowd here, Mission Control Center behind us in Hawthorne. Everyone is super exciting. What a successful day this has been so far.
I hope they have some kind of video of this when it gets to Hawaii. Probably don't get much.
And I mean, up to this point, major successful milestones through hot staging, which was the big objective today. So we are going to head into the coast phase, planned for the next about hour and 5 minutes. We'll be returning around the T+1 hour and 15-minute mark. And that's while we're waiting for Starship to continue on to its next step for reentry. We're not totally sure what video we're going to get. And that video comes normally by overflying ground stations. But we don't have a ton along our flight path. So fingers crossed that we will get some via Starlink on this mission since we're testing that out.
That's little X.
And also give us a moment. We are hearing some chatter on the net, so we're going to try to parse that for you.
Is everything still on track? Little X is there. Can you imagine the world he's living in, growing up in? Just sitting there, crawling around when daddy is firing up a rocket to space. That's just crazy. Let's just see if we can get some confirmation that everything is still on the right trajectory. Because that was an absolutely beautiful lost. Just lost signal, I hope. Yep, definitely bad.
John Innsbrucker back here in Hawthorne at our webcast desk. We have lost the data from the second stage. We had heard a call out that we were in terminal guidance, which means we were getting near the end of the approximately 6-minute burn of Starship. But we haven't gotten any more data since then. So we think we may have lost the second stage. So we would not be into coast phase. We wouldn't be able to come back in an hour or so and possibly get ready for reentry. However, what we do know right now is we had an on-time launch at 7 o'clock. We got through the boats. First stage looked beautiful with 33 Raptor engines firing. We got the hot staging, the thing that we really wanted to see and impressed. We saw the separation. We saw the flip maneuver. We saw the light up of the 6 Raptor engines on Starship, and it headed away. Everything really looked good. But what we do believe right now is that the automated flight termination system on second stage appears to have triggered very late in the burn as we were headed downrange out over the Gulf of Mexico. But the real topping on the cake today, that successful liftoff, Kate, Shiva, the hot staging is just beautiful. Exactly what we were looking for.
Yeah, ultimately, honestly, such an incredibly successful day. Even though we did have a RUD or a rapid unscheduled disassembly of both the Super Heavy booster and the ship, that's great. We got so much data, and that will all help us to improve for our next flight.
Of course, and that's why we flight test, and you can bet that there's going to be more to come. So we really do want to thank you all for joining us. Of course, we want to thank the people of Cameron County. We want to thank all the federal agencies that have supported us for our test. And of course, a huge congratulations to the entire SpaceX team on getting through this flight test today. And I think with that, we're going to sign off from here in Hawthorne.
Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. I would say the same thing. Thank you guys for tuning in. What an absolutely amazing little historic moment we have witnessed together here with the Starship launch. Looked kind of good, the launch itself, and the first stage performed really, really nice, and they did the separation. So yeah, but it all blew up. Excitement is guaranteed, right? We didn't see the second stage, the Starship, blow up, unfortunately, but we did see the first one blow up. And what a launch! What a launch! So yeah, until next time, we will wait for another big launch. But nice to see it getting up there to orbit, 150 kilometers up in space. And yeah, hopefully next time we will see a landing of the first stage and also a crash in the water from the second stage, the Starship itself. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Thank you so much, all guys, for being here and sharing this historic moment with me. Thank you so much, and yeah, as always, thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.